Imagine a big mountain range, which have been stood for billions of years. These mountains are much more older than Himalayas. And I am not speaking about anything else. I'm speaking about the most infamous Aravalli Hills. Yes, of course, they are in the news these days and the recent times that we have watched the degradation and also the protest that were happening in Aravallis. Now, why these Aravallis are in the news? Now, let us try to understand it deep and a very good illustrated way.
Panel on the definition of Aravalli Hills, ostensibly to restrict mining. That means any landform that is at an elevation of 100 meters or more above the local relief will be considered as part of Aravalli.
3 quick points that Aravalli Hills have did to North India especially. Number one, this has limited the Thar Desert not to move further towards the east, as they are at the middle between the desert and towards the eastern side of Rajasthan. So number two, because of Aravallis, it has made the rainfall. It has stored a lot of groundwater, because of which the North India, especially the Northwestern India, is surviving at this point of time. And number three, because of this vast nature, it also helped the nature, the ecosystem, and also a lot of biodiversity in Aravalli Hills, and also it is the mother for a lot of tributaries of Yamuna and Ganga river as well. No laws are needed, no campaigns were existed. The nature was doing its own job. Here's the big catch. Now, India growing faster. And Delhi, the nation's capital, is growing literally much more faster as a metropolitan city. Now, Aravalli Hills are not just hills. No, they are sitting right in front of Delhi. No, this has made a remarkable change in the Aravallis. Why? Because Aravalli consists of stone which is greatly useful for the construction of the buildings and the stores that we have seeing in Delhi. And number two, that this area is so environmental, so ecosystem that this is really useful for the real estate, for the Delhi ownerships as well. And now here's the catch. Environmental Act 1980 was passed by Indian government, and also environmental acts was so predominant that they say that anything that comes under the forest area, you should not touch it. That means Aravalli Hills are safe on paper, but not really in the sense. Why? Because when the Britishers have planned about the forest area in India, they have written that Aravalli Hills doesn't comes under the forest area. Why? Because they are barren, they are rocky, they are left alone. So they doesn't comes under the forest area. This is where the real estate people have been catching up the point, and this has become the core problem for this situation. Supreme Court intervenes to save the ecology. Now what it says, by entering 1996, in 1996 Supreme Court enters and says it doesn't matter whether the Aravalli Hills comes under the land revenue has forest area or not. It only matters any land which has characteristics of forest, then it is said to be has a forest land. Now this is a huge surge by the Supreme Court decision, which might save the ecology forever, but in reality it's not. Now the quiet dilution comes. From 2000 to 2015, it was a period which has no news, no articles, but the damage is silently done. At that point of time, state governments have took a step that they are saying we respect the Supreme Court, but in our records, Aravalli Hills are not coming under the environmental protection. Especially the states like Rajasthan and also Haryana, they took this decision and slowly, gradually, Aravallis have been flattened. They have been slowly degraded so that each and every building was constructed in national capital or in the states like Rajasthan and Haryana. 2000 to 2015, it was a phase which has been done without noise, but it is the phase which has an incredible impact on Aravalli Hills, because permissions are granted for the buildings, permissions are granted for the mining for the on the Aravalli Hills, which has implicated that degradation of soil, degradation of groundwater, because of which Delhi people have been slowly experiencing the heat waves, the storms, the dust storms, and also declination of the underground water. Because of which now people are understanding the huge impact of Ma Aravalli Hills have been doing these many billions of years. Now this is the reason why, this is the core reason why people are protesting for Aravallis in Delhi. Why Aravallis in 2025 is the biggest news? This is not the news that has came suddenly out of the moon, but it is the news which has crossed a one threshold, because people are experiencing the heat waves, extremely heat waves, which are considered unlivable. And as we have spoken before, that the pollution in Delhi is tremendous. The AQI effect is much more worse, that no one living in Delhi are feeling very comfortable, and their lifespan is also degrading, which has triggered this pollution issue, which has triggered the nature environmental issue once again on board in 2025, because the government has to step in and make sure that these constructions, illegal constructions or illegal minings, wouldn't be happening further. And the Supreme Court also stepped in and make the restrictions too harder, just like it did in 1996, and also banned all the mining activities which were happening in Aravallis, because people are experiencing it. When people are experiencing it physically, then they can hear the pain, then they can experience the pain. When the pain is so hard that they are starting protesting not only on the government but on the people who are mining it, because it's not for us, it's for the future generations. It has to be survived. Aravallis are not the mountains which have came suddenly out of the picture. They are our earth, they are our ancestral assets that they have been passed to us, and we have to pass to our future generations as well. So that's the reason protests are going away. Save Aravallis, save Aravallis. This is the motto that everyone, as an Indian, we have to bring on to the picture, and also try to give ourselves, and also try to maintain a charisma. When we are trying to say about Aravallis, we have to in a position to explain people that this is the exact problem. This is the implications of that problem, and that's how the solution can be taken off. And that's where our patriotism stands further and forever. Thank you. This is Shiva Satiswar signing off.